All right, guys, welcome to our September board meeting. Let the record show that all board members are present. It is September 22nd, 6:06. Let's start off with Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I didn't post them. All right, board, before us, we have an agenda. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. Okay, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, the agenda carries. So first up, Dr. Minden, we have recognitions, our terrific Tigers. So again, our terrific Tigers, each building in the district selects a student based on service to others, leadership, and scholarship. And parents, as we call names, they'll come up, we'll get some pictures. You guys can get pictures also. So.
You guys ready? All right, Early Childhood Center, Michaelin Jr. Tillman, pre-K, son of Bria and Michaelin Tillman. Junior is a kind and caring classmate who is always willing to help his friends. He is outgoing and makes everyone feel welcome. He comes to school each day with a positive attitude and a big smile on his face. Who wouldn't have a big smile on their face if they get to ride an elephant? He's like, wait, I don't know.
All right, right there.
His love for learning and his cheerful spirit. Junior truly represents what it means to be a terrific Tiger.
Okay, we're gonna have you ride that right over there.
Alma Schroeder Elementary, Ella Bosak Barani, 4th grade, daughter of Tammy and David Bosak Barani. Ella is a positive role model who consistently leads by example. She demonstrates integrity in every environment, whether in the classroom, with peers, or in extracurricular activities. Her actions reflect kindness, responsibility, and respect for others. Thank you, Ella, for doing what is right and inspiring others to do the same. Blanchard Elementary, Kamaya Simpkins, 4th grade, daughter of Jennifer Wagner. Clifford Elementary, Holly Harrison, 4th grade, daughter of Amy and Richard Harrison. Holly is an absolute joy to have in class. She consistently models our roar expectations and encourages her classmates to do the same through her positive attitude and kind leadership. Holly is always ready to lend a helping hand, whether it's assisting around the classroom or supporting a classmate in need. No matter the task, she approaches it with a smile and a can-do spirit. Holly truly exemplifies what it means to be a Clifford terrific Tiger. Franklin Elementary, Zahir Love, 4th grade, son of Sharmanique Robinson. Zahir has been chosen as our terrific Tiger because he always works hard, shows kindness to others, and sets a positive example in the classroom. Zahir comes to school ready to learn, tries his best on every assignment, and treats classmates and teachers with respect. We are so proud of his effort and the great attitude he brings each day.
Unless you're on an elephant, you can't ride away,
Yes.
man.
Jefferson Elementary, Liam Mondragon, 4th grade, son of Imelda and Salvador Mondragon. Liam consistently demonstrates outstanding academic performance and dedication to his studies. His exceptional work ethic, combined with a natural curiosity and passion for learning, sets him apart as one of the top students in the class. Whether tackling assignments or engaging in discussions, Liam approaches every challenge with a positive attitude and a desire to excel. Central Middle School, Aquavian Weekly, 6th grade son of Kendra Clement. Aquavian is well liked by his classmates and continually provides a positive presence at Central Middle School. Without prompting by any adults, he has started cleaning up litter on our campus in the mornings when he gets off the bus. Aquavian also gives max effort on his schoolwork and even stays after school to get better at his academics. Congratulations, Aquavian. Terry W. Kitchen Junior High, William Salinas, 8th grade, son of Lorena Garcia. Central High School, William Miller, 12th grade, son of Elizabeth and Frank Miller. Will Miller is a true role model for underclassmen of CHS, being seen as one of our most dedicated servant leaders of the school. He exudes fellowship as well as an embrace of a fun environment of learning. His competitive drive in the classroom also makes him prepared, responsible, and reflective, so as to keep learning and sharpening his skills. We are proud to have Will as our first terrific Tiger of the school year. Central Academy, Trey Doles, 12th grade son of Danielle Doles.
Stand here in the middle.
You'll be in the back. We can all move up. Yeah, really.
Surround me and surround the beast.
All right, big smiles at me. Cheese. All right, let's do one more for me. Cheese. I'll move out of the way. You guys can come closer if you want to get a closer picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Follow me. Good job.
We're at a line of favorites. Junior has the best interest and exit of all time. Yes.
How many of those do we have? Are there enough for us to come in?
And you all are more than welcome to stay for the rest of our exhilarating meeting, but you don't have to if you don't like, so.
I thought that was his son.
So Dr. Fegley had a question. How many of those does the district have, and could the board ride in on them during one meeting?
We would have to get a few more.
Okay.
Is there 4?
3 or 4. Yeah.
3 or 4?
There may be a weight
Alma
limit
Schreiber has
too.
2 tigers,
will hold us.
and Jefferson has 2, don't
I
they?
found that he's working on making sure every school has one right now.
All right.
Yeah.
We have to have
A
goals.
tiger.
Mine goes.
A tiger.
Don't feel bad, it's a little below to argue with the
One's in the-
Mr. Payne, up next, information, proposals, or comments from the audience?
No request for this month, sir.
Okay, well, thank you very much. We'll move on. Information reports, board president's report. Just first off, I got kids at 3 schools. The beginning of the school year went really great. I did try to attach an amazing picture to the board president's report, but I was unsuccessful in my workflow execution, so we'll figure that out next time. But I wanted to call out the what was a record-setting win for the junior high girls softball team on Saturday.
Yes.
Probably the most points ever scored. It was 29-17.
All right.
They pulled out a win. So it was their one win of the year, but it was fantastic. So I wanted to congratulate those girls. My daughter's on the team, so
Yep,
selfish
I saw a
also.
picture.
Yeah.
They won by almost 2 touchdowns.
They did. It was couldn't tell if they were scoring touchdowns or what they were doing, but it's a good long game. So, all right, up next, superintendent's report.
That's great news. First, I'd like to shout out to the Tiger football team for its participation in the St. Francis 150th anniversary celebration. The team volunteered to help with everything from cleanup to running the bounce house. I'm sure several of them like to do that one. And helping with the game tent. It was a great day of service, and we are proud of how they represented our schools and our families, which is really awesome. Also, a shout out to Blanchard, as they had 58 students sign up and participate in the Cape Girardeau Public Library summer reading program. Cool. 2 of those students won the grand prize, which is a bicycle. So really cool.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
And then finally, just take a look at our new podcast coming out soon that will focus on the portrait of a graduate. We talked about that in our planning session. Dr. Beck did a wonderful job, and Ms. Talent did a wonderful job interviewing, and I did a really good job too. Thank you. But we kept it to a very minimum, so it was a 6-minute video versus a 25-minute video from last year. So we've reduced it down to a little bit less time, so people will be more likely to watch it from the beginning to the end. But it was a great explanation of the portrait of a graduate. So we're really excited about that. One of the big things is that they're working on what that's going to look like for the report cards. So parents are going to be seeing something different on the report card so that we can start measuring that a little bit differently, because it's part of our continuous school improvement plan. And Dr. Beck and Mr. Russell have been working on that with their teams as well to get that rolled out and ready to go for this year. So parents will be seeing something a little bit different on the report cards under Portrait of a Graduate. And that's all I had.
Thank you very much. So up next is CSIP program evaluations, and first up, summer school. Mr. Russell.
Yes, so this is our annual report for how we did with summer school this last year. And so I'm going to try to do 2 screens at once so I can actually read through this along with you guys. And so this year I just pulled up the wrong year, so I will have to look and squint across. All right, so this year we overall went down just a little bit, up in a few buildings and down in a few others, but in general, thank you so much. General, just about even, about 50 kids shorter than this year. We are continuing, along with that, we've got, now I'm doing 3 computers here. So next part of that is the budget part of it. So with that decrease a little bit, we had fewer staff necessary, so we went down about $6,000 for that. So that kind of shakes out with what we had budgeted for this year. And then the next portion talks about improvement. And so this is the percent of students that showed improvement over summer school. So we do kind of end of the year our Galileo assessments, and then we give them the same thing at the very end, that last day of summer school. And so this was for improvement in reading and improvement in math for elementary, middle school, and junior high. Those are the percentage of students that showed growth over that time. And then at the high school and Central Academy, we measure that by total credits earned. And so almost 200 credits at the high school, which is pretty close to what they did last year with fewer kids. So that's impressive. And then Central Academy had 32 credits earned as well. And so just, again, further steps towards graduation. So as you guys know, our summer school looks a little bit different at elementary and at secondary. And so with elementary, we're doing a little bit of reading and math kind of catch up, but also doing fun things. And so this year we had dinosaurs was the theme, and they were really pumped about that. They got to do a bunch of stuff with that. And then, so if you want to ask any of our elementary kids, if your kids got to go, they were pumped. My kids came home every day talking about dinosaurs. Way too much, but that was just me. At secondary, it's focused on, depending on where you're at, middle school does some enrichment along with that, and so they partner with the CTC, so does the junior high, and then high school is predominantly for credit recovery, and so, or credit acceleration, depending on how you look at it. And so just a really great opportunity that not all schools around us even offer. And so you get down into Boot Hill and they don't offer it much at all, so it's a bonus that we get to have it. We also do meals for our students and provide transportation for nearly every student who signs up to do summer school. And so there's still a few things that we're looking at as far as concerns and with our going forward with it. Scroll down just a little bit with this computer. This is an ongoing one, and that is students, getting students to come and stay. You know, it's summer, kids want to be gone, and they don't want to come to summer school because it's summer, right? It's totally understandable, but giving those kids those opportunities and making sure that they know at the high school, junior high, makes sure that, and Central Academy makes sure that kids know, like, hey, if you guys don't do summer school, this is what's going to happen. And giving them that opportunity to earn credit. And so, again, just pushing kids that need to retake some classes to do it and to get on board and do it. And that's hard to do, especially once kids get their licenses and want to work and do things in the summer. So, again, ongoing problem that has been there for a while. Our goals, again, is to get more kids to come to summer school and to make some gains where they can and get some of those enrichment classes. And so a lot of them are balancing enrichment with kind of the reteaching or trying to provide opportunities to push kids ahead. And so, again, those goals are to try to get more kids involved in again, summer is summer. Just, well, it doesn't matter if you're a kindergarten kid or a high school kid. And so it's kind of hard for some families to do that. All right, and so again, we're average, right? We don't have it's not like 60%, 70% of our kids are coming to summer school, so that would push us up. But we have a good opportunity, and we continue to provide that for our staff and students.
What would that look like? I'm curious. Like, we had essentially 1,000 kids to summer school across the thing. What would that, if you could wave a magic wand,
Yeah.
how many kids would you have come to summer school?
It depends on what level, right? I would love to see half of our kids be able to do that and get a little bit extra gain. Because elementary is 9 days, right? So it's not a big ask. And for a lot of people, it's free childcare, things like that.
Right.
It's probably not long enough, for families to really pitch in and do it. But it's also a cost to do that. And so the state only guarantees so much
Reimbursement
there. And so, but yeah, if we could get all of our kids to, especially at the high school level, I think about this all the time, like, get in there, get your PEs, get your, get your government out of the way. If we could provide even more opportunities for that, for acceleration for students, and that provides pathways for CTC and other things like that, where it opens up their schedules to do those things. And to me, being able to maximize your time at the high school is huge. As far as middle school and junior high, that's a great time for exploration. Seeing kind of like what you want to do, and both the junior high and the middle school have started that process, but it's all dependent on how many kids come and how many opportunities that they can afford, that we can afford to offer those students. And again, also teacher availability. Sometimes it's, you want to provide an opportunity for kids, but you may have never taught that before. So,
right.
And so it's kind of a hard ask to get teachers to say, oh yeah, I'll teach robotics, and they've never done that before. Those types of things.
Sure.
And I don't know, there's a lot of opportunities there. It's just trying to find the mix and match for the families and for our staff.
Is the high school curriculum demand-based, like, or is it a fixed set of classes?
It's credit.
It's mostly credit bearing there. I'll let Drew talk a little bit more about that. But for the most part, the schedule is built based on need of the students who have signed up and the students who we said, hey, you got to be here, but we need to know if you're here or not. High school is always last minute for us, even saying what sections we're offering, and so because you get kids who are trying to turn in stuff all the way up to the last day and trying to get that stuff turned in, and so we actually have a couple days in between usually, and all of that time is spent making sure phone calls are made. You know, they're hustling there at the high school just to get those phone calls into parents and things like that, just so that they can start the next week. And so,
Is there a reason it starts the next week?
yes, part of it is.
I figured.
Yes,
Let me
there is.
reword my
Let's move
question.
on.
What is the reason it starts next week?
Can I answer that?
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, sure.
So the farther you push summer school off, the day requirement, the time requirement does not change. The harder it is to get your staff
Back in.
to return back in because you start pushing into July,
Sure.
July 4th holiday
Yep.
and things like that. So that becomes a very interesting
I can see that.
conflict you run into.
Yeah.
And those high school kids, you lose them, they get disconnected even longer.
Yeah,
And then it's harder to get them back
yeah,
to classes
okay.
as well.
And then some are completing credits because they have to graduate.
Right, sure.
some of
So
them
there's a
have- as
deadline
soon as
there.
you can get those done.
Yeah, okay.
You know, there's some schools too that do a July section as well, and then even that's hard to get students to finish and start and sign up for, and staff and all of that as well. So,
I've done them at the beginning, I've done them at the end, and
Yeah.
it never goes well at the end. They don't. Summer schools I've done
Yeah.
different ways.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Yeah. I guess, and to continue on, CSIP Learn 2 update.
got that one, yeah.
Which computer?
Down to two now.
You need to borrow one?
I've got.
Okay.
All right, so this is just a continuance really of the an update from last year. And so last year was the first time we pushed this specific report out. And so, you know, the Galileo benchmark process, we have that in place K-12 right now. Other than there's tweaks here and there about giving the assessment and trying to make sure that that assessment is doing what we need it to do. The process for giving it and process for doing that is there. And so that's why I'm putting 100% on that specific action goal. Action step is those things are in place. And so you guys can, it's the same information last year, from last year. So it's just the instructions on how we do that. And that's the same thing that the teacher sees. So if you guys are curious and want to delve into that process, you have access to it. Monthly data meetings, this one's kind of stayed the same because our processes really haven't changed. District-wide leadership team that meets once a month. We're doing that in different places in different departments. And so, you know, there's always room for growth in this area with us because a lot of our processes, it depends on where you're at in the district and what building and those types of things. Some of them are very strict, some of them are loose, and so we've got things in place. We just need to make sure that, you know, there's a minimum expectation that's met across all of them, and that's what we're working toward as necessary. And so, so secondary is going to look totally different than elementary. Elementaries, we've got set teams. We meet with the department chairs and things like that at secondary, and so working to make sure that no matter what, everybody has access to what they need, and we're having the right discussions about improvements and things that need to be made. I'm going to scroll down here a little bit. Analyze state testing is the next. Did I scroll too far? Nope, I scrolled too far on this one. All right, so analyze state testing. As of last year, we've got this results link here on the website. This has not been updated yet because right now all of our data is embargoed, and so that means that we have access to it, but it's not publicly available. And so here, probably in the next couple of weeks, they'll hopefully make that available for everybody, and we'll get it posted up there. And so I can tell you, just without telling you, very similar to last year, higher in some areas, lower in some areas, but on average, we're very close to what we did last year. So without being too specific in that. I was going to lose that if I clicked on that, but that's okay.
Why is it private for a period of time where you can see it in?
To kind of marsh all the data, make sure
Yeah,
it's all
preparation.
Oh, is that
accurate.
specific?
Yeah,
it's
well, it's like we've got certain pieces of it, but there's, so for example, with algebra is
Yeah.
a good one. So like we have kids who retake algebra tests, and so they want to make sure that those kids who have retaken it, they're not being double counted in the
Okay,
data.
yeah.
And so
And any appeals that
any
have been
appeals, all
done.
that window's ended, but they want us to look at it again anyway, just in case. And then they'll release it shortly before, or maybe at the same time that they do APR data. And so that'll hopefully be next month. Again, that's always the hope.
Okay.
But so far this year, they've delivered on their dates, so
Okay.
I'm kind of excited to see what happens on that.
Because we've gotten them in January before.
Correct.
February.
And so, just so that you guys know, one of the things that's new to this, and we're working on a view that right now, this is the first year that we've gotten our data back from the testing company that has every student, every standard, and how well they did on it. This is the first time K-12 that we've had it. We've had it kind of at the high school. We really haven't had it at elementary. And so now I've got one data set for everybody. And so right now we're going through and making sure that we're making it usable for our staff internally. And once that's done, I'll be able to show you guys kind of if you guys scroll down to the appendix down here, this is what we've had in the past here. I'll be able to give our teachers that data for themselves for the first time ever, because I can take those students and match them back to who they had last year in their classes. And so what's really kind of cool is we're just now matching it. There's some weird data cleanup that needs to happen as far as standards are concerned. But it's really cool to see, like, man, that teacher just absolutely killed it, except for this one little spot. Like, but you can also then see the bands. We're if it's a building band or if it's a across all buildings band type thing. And so we're working on that right now. It's a 212 or 228,000 line data set, so it takes a while. But just wanted to share that's kind of the next step. One of the teachers saw that we had or one of the principals and said, "I want that, give it to me now." And so I got them kind of a preliminary version of it.
Is that something that you can see, like, over time, you'll be able to see an individual student's growth over time?
Yeah, so one of the things that I'm working on, it's just kind of delaying it a little bit, is what does that skill look like across all grade levels? Instead of it, like, because they're coded, like, grade level 5.EEI, well, actually 6, it would be 6.EEI, which is one of the algebra ones, and then it's got all the coding along with it. Once we have this longitudinally, I'll be able to look at how a kid did on every skill across grade level. And so that's the cool thing about this.
Like a trajectory report.
That's right. And so you can see growth or
Or if they stall out.
or if they stall out,
Yeah.
what's
Where
going on.
they should land for the next year. At the same
That's
growth.
cool.
Doesn't we have that, Jamie, with that map over Galileo to show us gaps?
Yeah, that'll be in conjunction with Galileo. One of the things that that also gives us another lens to look at Galileo for the first time, is to look at it at the student level. Like, do they match? In that'll really give us Galileo's. We know Galileo.
Like if their Galileo matches their state map testing, is that what you mean? Okay,
It's
yeah.
just a better predictor.
Yeah.
We know that Galileo does generally, but when
Yep.
we get to the specifics,
Sure.
is Galileo the best use for that? Yes, in mass, but at the most detailed level, right now we're initial analysis is saying maybe not, but we can't get that data from another assessment. And so we're just trying to figure out, is that useful for that, or do we need to find something else at that level? And so, times 4,000 standards.
Yeah.
Like, that's the
Yep.
It's exciting with technology now. You can do a lot of different
So, like I said, we're working on that. With that, I'll be able to give each individual teacher, and this is what I was working on today, it just takes a lot, and principal, the ability to look at just at their data without
Right.
being able to share that with everybody else. We'll give them the data like we have previously, that's everybody. But we have that ability now to be able to do that. And so, one of the other parts of that is, hopefully this next, there's some other pieces that are coming down the pipe with state assessments. And so we're kind of on watch to see what happens with that as well. So hopefully this good news will continue. Literacy gap process, this is our RSPs and working with that. So really our changes for this year are that we are looking at our processes. Right now we're still under the waiver with DIBELS, which is state approved for individual skill assessment, but not kind of the overall assessment. And so, but we still have a waiver to keep using it. And so what we're trying to make sure is that our processes, whenever we're giving our assessments, are we doing that, we're following the instructions, but is the data that we're getting out of DIBELS still the right kind of data? You know, we're kind of going back and analyzing that and look at some of our results. You know, so for example, a lot of our assessments are like 1 minute long, because it's a lot of it's about fluency. Is 1 minute long enough? Should we give them a couple minutes? You know, because we're just saying, read this for a minute, we're looking at your accuracy. Is that the most valid way to do it? Maybe a little bit longer, you know, and then what does that look like? And so we're looking at trying to make our accuracy of our assessments better and how we give them. But the other part of that is you know, we take that data and then we work with our students. And so, you know, how do we best suit and best tackle each individual student's skill gap better? And so, and then what does that look like in the classroom? So finally this year, the state has given us some guidance on literacy and the literacy plan. So that will give us a tool to actually meld those two worlds together. Because right now we've got an ELA curriculum and standards, and we've got the RSPs. They kind of align, but this will give us we have to align it this way, and this is how we're going to do it.
Thank you for saying all that, because I was sitting here thinking, how in the world gathering all of this, the bottom line is, how is it going to help our students? Okay, so you just answered all that, because I'm sitting over here listening, and I'm like, okay, we're gathering. So
Yep.
how is this, I see how it's going to benefit us.
Right.
But how's it, bottom line, how does it benefit our students?
Yeah, and then short answer is it gives teachers this sight of what they need to work with
Right,
each
for
student.
them.
Yeah. Give them that answer. And so, just so that you guys know, down here at the very bottom, I think it's Appendix 4, down here, some of this is again, some of that same information from last year. This is the updated data on RSPs minus kindergarten for this year. So the state changed the rules on us last year. Kindergarten doesn't assess right off the bat, and so we don't do that until November, December. We've started opening that up to where they can do it all year long, but the state doesn't require it, and so we didn't. Some of our teachers haven't done it yet, so it's not reportable across the whole grade level. And so, but yeah, so right now we're still below where we started, but jumped up a little bit this year because last year at this time we didn't have kindergarten data. But what we're seeing is you know, we have as many kids coming from other schools and other kids who get off an RSP and come back in, that it's kind of mellowing out our gains, right, overall. And so we have tons of kids who are testing out. It's just that we're having so many more kids either come back on or come into the district that overall we're not decreasing in totals. And so, you know, how do we best serve those kids? We have kids in 8th grade now who have an RSP, and so, at 7th and 8th grade, how do we schedule that? Like, that's a whole nightmare, right? We're trying to get it done before they get to high school, because we're trying to figure that out as well. And so, and the state's given us new guidance this year even on that. And so, changing goalposts, so we're navigating a behemoth of things here. But I just wanted to update you on those things. And then there's a little bit more. I think I kind of summed up the rest of what was in that report.
What does the S in RSP stand for? My acronym ignorance. I know
Sure,
what
sure.
it is, but what is the S?
Reading Service Plan.
Service plan.
Yes.
Okay, couldn't find it.
Or
You had
excuse
every
me,
other
Reading
acronym
Success
defined.
Plan.
Oh,
We have another acronym,
service?
which is Reading Service Plan.
It makes me
Servicer.
feel better.
So,
See, I got the intent of it, but I was like, what does the S stand for? I know it's a reading and a plan.
yeah, we're getting to the point
Okay.
where there's so many acronyms that we're having to have our own.
Well, in Appendix 3, it had every other acronym defined except for the.
Oh yeah, if you want to dive
Yeah.
deep, you can jump into Appendix 3. This is what we use to decide if a kid has an RSP and we're targeting those skills. What tests do we do for that? Because that's not always given to us. The state says that you've got to use this, but when it comes down to the skill, for example, when you get down to for example, vocabulary, there's not really one, but reading comprehension, we use the maze. And so everybody, like, that's kind of the main one. And even it's not the best assessment. There's just not the best tools to even, assess where a kid's at all the time, because
You'd have to use multiple.
multiple
You can't
tools
just
across
use one
multiple
test.
content areas. And so, you'd have to have a science
To get a
specific
true
one and a social studies specific one, those types of things. So, as you guys know, language and reading is complex, and so teaching it is just as complex.
I thought this thing was very genderized at first. I saw these boy
I
RSPs.
was
and
confused
then I'm
too.
like,
I
where
was
girls? And then I'm like,
confused
beginning of year.
Yeah.
I knew the girls were beating us, and she wasn't that bad. It couldn't be that bad.
He's going to give you a moi too.
Yeah,
Middle of the
yeah.
year.
Man.
So we kind of give you a little bit of, maybe we need to broaden, what those are. But yeah, so another part of that is we're going to have our literacy plan here coming up. Since you guys are on the board, we're going to invite you to take part in an initial survey.
Oh, dang it, I thought we were taking the test.
Yeah.
It's kind of a test. It's going to say, what do you know about literacy and the literacy process? And so
We're for it.
it is.
She's very excited.
Really am.
I want to beat Crystal. That's all I
You
want
say
to
that
do.
until you see it, but it's a very long assessment. But we are going to ask you guys to take it, and it's very long. I'm just going to give you that heads up. It's from the state. But we're
I'm
gonna-
less excited than I
B, 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 C, 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 C.
So I'll send that email out here in the next couple of weeks about that, because we're gonna do that initial step here pretty soon.
Crystal would also like you to assess her ability to read.
Please.
Because she's pretty proud of it.
Legitimately
There's
love
a
it.
lot of
Pretty proud of
reading.
herself.
Don't worry, there's an I don't know option. Each of
That's
the-
fantastic. Ignorance is embraceable.
That's right.
Anybody have any more questions for Mr. Russell?
No, but he did a fantastic job.
Might need a
A
drink.
lot of
Jamie.
info.
Thank you.
That's good. Thank you. All right, up next, academic services report.
Oh, that was the academic services report.
You have more.
Oh, it was.
No, I do not.
Or,
Not this month. Next month we'll have APR in the data, and that'll be our two reports.
fantastic. Up next, Community Teachers Association report. Welcome, welcome.
I'm glad everybody left. Okay.
Oh, look, you got a handheld. You got a handheld.
Yeah, you can
It
stand
doesn't
up
work.
if
I
you would
think
like.
it's the battery.
Battery for the.
Sit down.
All right. We can pretend.
So, I'm from the middle school. My name's Tanya Whitehead. I am the representative for our CTA tonight, and I have a 4-page list of shout-outs for our building. Please forgive me, I'm a math teacher, so I am not gonna say some of these names correctly.
You need the Galileo test.
Oh, no, I
She
can
gives
do
the
it.
Galileo.
Yeah. But I volunteered for it anyway, so it's my own punishment. From Alma Schroeder, we have a shout out to Miss Gentry Choir, Coach Camp, 3 R's Running Club, and Miss O'Gwen Coding Club for providing after-school programs for our students. We also have a thank you to Miss Ashley for all that she does as the administrative assistant, making Schroeder run smoothly, for her extra work this summer to organize our wonderful teacher workroom. And a thank you for our amazing SPED team, teachers and TAs, for everything they do every single day. At Blanchard, we have a shout out to Miss Tracy Rutherford. I thought I always heard Rutherford. I was so worried about that one. For doing an amazing job of supporting our teachers and EL students. And a shout out to our custodians for always keeping our rooms clean and taking care of any job that comes their way during the day. At CAO, we have a shout out to our cabinet for always being willing to listen and give feedback to CTA. Even if we don't like the answer, they're always willing to listen, and that means a lot. At Central Academy, although not technically CA, a shout out to Nathan Richard
Ricard. That's good.
Richard.
Richard. Yes,
Okay.
sorry, Richard.
for helping Positive Pathways with Biloxi. He fixed a large challenge for me and helped all students at Positive Pathways. Speaking of Biloxi, another shout out to Coach Kimby for taking on the role of Biloxi trainer for CA. He spent time with staff on individual basis and continues to answer questions and help when needed. His expertise is much appreciated. From Clifford, 3rd and 4th graders are having swim lessons this month, so a big thank you to everyone who changes their schedule to support this endeavor. Coach T, who is there for every lesson, teachers, special education department, and other special services, as well as our SPED department, who is working their tails off to service our students. They are rock stars. CTC and early childhood did not have anything to add this month, or they may have skipped over the email because I had to tell Shannon, I was like, hey, I don't want to add to your plate, but I haven't got that email. She's like, I sent it, I'll send it again. So that may have been us. At Franklin, we have a congratulations to the staff and students at Franklin for earning the Prime Center Growth Award from St. Louis University. Franklin received this award for exceptional student growth in mathematics over a 3-year period. They also have a shout out to their nurse, Maria. She's new. She's a wonderful addition to our building and is a rock star. The students and staff adore her. And at Franklin, we also have Abigail Estes for being a rock star behavior interventionist. She is willing to help anytime we need and makes fabulous visuals. At this high school, we have a shout out to Coach Dobbs. He does a great job making connections with kiddos and getting them excited to go to class. He's also been a natural in his new administrative role. Shout out to Jennifer Stevens on her much-deserved retirement. She's devoted herself to her students for 29 years. Jennifer has a genuine love for her students. You will be missed. Shout out to Mr. Church, Mr. Vines, Ms. Staple, and Mr. Dobbs. The dance was a success and went smoothly. Each of them went out of their way to help faculty and students. At Jefferson, we have Miss Reese, who has been a huge blessing in the kindergarten. She has helped her team with anything that is needed with a smile on her face. Miss Moe, a new TA to our building. She is always willing to take on new tasks and does it wonderfully. She is a super rock star and a blessing to have in the classroom. Miss Seaball, Miss Alex, Miss Courtney, and Miss Frederick for their dedication, compassion, in supporting our special needs students. Your patience, care, and encouragement make a meaningful difference in every day. At the junior high, we have Miss Christy Mott. Thank you for being so helpful to Positive Pathways. And at the middle school, we have Miss Gorman, Miss Hartman, who have both done an amazing job testing our kids, creating schedules, working through changes, and getting all of our RSP data ready for RTI groups. They've also gone above and beyond to help the staff out during this time and have been an amazing support in our building. Our new teachers have been an amazing addition to our staff. They are building connections with kids and asking for help when needed. Miss Tushoff is a phenomenal teacher for our special needs friends. She and her team work hard to create a loving environment for each child, and they have been running. Not the children, the teachers. Coach Bertha, AKA the Queen of the Crosswalk, keeping our kids safe and braving the elements. Miss Callie Centers recently came back from maternity leave and has been doing an amazing job balancing both of her roles. She's a phenomenal counselor who loves and cares for her students. and we are so glad to have her back. We have Ms. Deloach and Ms. Hecht, who have been a phenomenal help with supporting the emotional needs of my gifted students.
Awesome.
Great job.
Thank you, Ms. Whitehead. You did great.
Hey, Mr. Church, she gave a shout out to you guys for the dance. I heard through rumor mill that the boys were overly represented on the dance floor basically all night. Is that true? It was true. That was exceptional. For boys everywhere, we give them
Yes.
kudos.
I know, yeah, my daughter didn't.
Miss
darken the
Whitehead, don't
floors.
leave yet. I'm going to have you do the treasury report for Miss Dudak. You would do it
She's
so
a
much
math
better than
teacher,
me.
she
You are a
said.
math teacher. She
Yeah.
said she was a math teacher.
So, well, and that's why I was voluntold, hey, please be our treasurer for CTA. We need a math person to do the math. I was like,
Well, if you come back next month, we can put it at the beginning when everybody's here.
Berghoff will be back next month. But thank you guys.
Nice job.
I love sharing this positivity from every building with you, just so that you can see all of the good things that happen all throughout our district.
Absolutely.
It's
For sure.
an honor to have been here for her tonight.
Great
Thank
job.
you very much.
Hearing
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I guess since she's leaving, is somebody else going to do the treasury?
I guess I'll do the treasury report.
No.
I mess it up every time she's not here, so I took footnotes today. So if you'll take a look at the treasury report, the beginning fund balance as of August 1st, 2025, we had 22 million. And then our revenues received for August was 823,000. And our expenses were 2.2 million. And then we also transferred 701,000 over to our special revenues to pay teachers. Our overall ending fund balance is basically $20.2 million dollars. And then our cash and investment details, you can see down below.
Do you have any questions? Good job. Thank you, Ms.
We left
Dudek.
you in charge and you spent way more than you brought in. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was like, Nancy, are you sure you want
You don't, yeah, you don't do the checkbook at home, do you? No. All right, support services report.
Evening board. So currently, we're prioritizing projects from our long-range facility plan that's went through an exercise with you all, so I'm continuing to work on that. Just a reminder, our initial projects that were identified were in the ballpark around $68 million. However, our ability to bond in April through a no tax increase initiative will only be $32 million. So we're getting closer to that list. Currently, some projects that we have going on. This facility is undergoing power upgrades. We're working with Ameren and Strickland Engineering to update our all of the lines coming in the building from above ground to now moving in below ground. And part of that is because of ECC's new playground that's going out up front. We've been looking at a barren field for a while, but we're pretty close to getting the power done. And then once that's done, we can finish up the playground. So you'll be seeing that going on. RFP for the energy efficiency is here the next week. And we're also busy just on our day-to-day projects. When it comes to our food service, everything is going very well, but I do want to just give you a heads up on a couple of grants that we're applying for through DESE and USDA, one of which would be a grant to help us set up a pipeline from local farms to school. So we would go out and work with area farms, identify those products that we can utilize in our menu items, and then bring in farm fresh food to various schools within our district. So we're excited about the opportunity with that one. Transportation line, we did start a new bus route this year after a few weeks of the school year. It was for our special needs students. We identified some of the wait times on the buses were just way too long. And also the wait time at the bus stops way too long. So we have now moved to a fifth sped route specifically for some of our families. And we're still dealing day-to-day with street closures. Going to be a concern. We're trying to put those updates out as soon as we get them. Sometimes we may not even get a notification if we discover it once the route is started. So we just ask for a little bit of patience and grace from our parents that have their kids utilizing those buses. Last area, just to let you know, for some trainings, all of our buildings within the first 2 weeks completed emergency drills. We feel that's very important as a district, making sure once we get those kids in the building, if we were to have a tornado, earthquake, any other type of event, making sure that the students have properly gone through drills. But we will continue to do more and more drills as the year obviously proceeds. We have hosted several safety trainings on our campuses, in particular out at CTC. What brought that about is Senate Bill 68, which was a pretty big piece of legislation that specifically pertains to school safety. We hosted a Stop the Bleed, Train the Trainer session where we had over 120 individuals attend that from Cape Public Schools. We had about 30 individuals that attended that, and then they're going out, pushing that training out into our buildings. But we had districts from all over Southeast Missouri come in and receive that training. And then just last week, through MSBA and CES, for 3 days, we hosted a School Safety Academy where those that attended would become certified school safety specialists. And we had close to 60 individuals attend for that, of which we had several of our staff members attend that as well. And upcoming November 17th, this will be the 3rd year in a row that we've partnered with the Eastern FBI office out of St. Louis for a school safety initiative for a one-day symposium for school personnel. So a lot of great things are going on, and we're staying busy. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments, I'll be happy to address them.
Booster Club wants to extend a thanks to Mr. Nixon and you guys for getting the walk-in cooler and all of our coolers out there functional, so we didn't have spoiled hot dogs.
Cool weather and unspoiled hot dogs.
Small goals.
Small goals, yeah. But we attained them.
Yes, we did. We hit them and knocked them out of the
Trey
park.
did an amazing job.
Yeah, he did. We greatly appreciate it. It was
Well,
neat.
it helps when you have the personal cell phone numbers of people, right?
It does help. He gave it to me, so I didn't even ask. He just gave it, so it worked great. All right, thank you, sir. Board reports, MSBA delegate.
If you have not looked at the current advocacy positions, you can find that on the MSBA website. Those were approved in October of '24. I haven't seen anything coming through about updates or kind of where we are for the next round. So just so you're familiar with what those positions are, and I'm gonna need somebody who's willing to attend that session, the delegate session at the conference, because I'm not able to attend this year. So
Yes, I'll be thinking if
file
you're.
that away in your brains if you're
Yeah,
going.
If you'll be able to be there,
Yeah,
it'll
I
be.
can do that.
after. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool, awesome.
Sweet. They usually have good snacks during the voting.
They do usually
Yeah.
have good snacks. It's very formal though, you
Yeah.
gotta
It's
check
very
in
easy.
and everything.
I remember.
All right, cool.
Can
Thank
I, since I'm already
Certainly,
talking, can I
yes.
just do the foundation
Yes, go
report?
right ahead.
Because there's not a whole lot on the foundation report. But on October 9th, there is a mix and mingle at Ebb and Flow from 4:30 to probably 6:30. She didn't actually give me a time. Maybe it's till they close.
We start early, which I respect as an old person.
Yeah.
So shout out to old people everywhere.
Say that again.
But we are also heading into patio weather, so they have a great patio.
They do have a great
Love
patio.
it.
Ebb and flow.
Okay, thank you. Legislative report.
I don't have much to share. The Missouri legislation just finished up a special session. The biggest thing within that session that applies to us is discussions about property taxes. We've talked about that at pretty great length. There's nothing new that has happened between our meeting that we had recently where we discussed it and now. So not a lot of changes, just something to know. Will likely be a hot topic of conversation as we head into the actual legislative session for this year. But that's all I got.
Thank you very much. Okay, next up, approval of consent agenda items. On it, we've got minutes of previous meetings, August 25th, 2025, regular meeting, and September 12th, 2025, special work session, and payment of bills. Can we get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so the minutes of the previous meetings and the payment of bills carries. Next up is business. We don't have any on our agenda. Any changes to that at this point? It's not on there. All right, last up, information proposals from board members. At all?
I propose that we get some of those little cars for all of us.
Added to the minutes.
Since you are the superintendent and treasurer and
I'm
finance.
putting,
you can-
I know Lindsay will probably not be happy about that, but I will note it for her.
Sure there's a grant somewhere, so.
Added before she gets back.
All right, could we get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right, second?
Second.
Those two, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you guys, the meeting is over.
Yes.